Welcome to the Norman News for the week of September 24th. I'm Eric Ross, anchoring with Anastasia Moshier.
Thanks, Eric. Stay tuned for news on a part-time job.
As well as UCLA volunteering.
Yeah. Coming up next, sports.
I'm Priscilla Hopper. Stay tuned for what's hot in Hollywood in this week's movie clip.
Around the school in 30 minutes,
This is the Norman News.
If you are interested in volunteer work over the summer, you are in luck. UCLA will be launching an exciting new high school volunteer program for next summer. Applications will be available in February for students ages 15 to 17. Visit www.uclahealth.org/volunteer for more information regarding applications and the tremendous opportunity. Now to Anastasia with news on the performing arts.
Thanks, Eric. The Beverly Hills High School Performing Arts is proud to present their second annual John Ingle Memorial September Shakespeare. This year's selection, A Midsummer Night's Dream, often considered Shakespeare's greatest comedy, is the work of students in theater, arts workshop, and stage design and production. This unique BHHS adaptation will be performed in the Salter Family Theater at Beverly Hills High School at 7 p.m. and will last approximately 2 hours. Free previews take place on Friday, September 18th and Monday, September 21st. Paid performances are on Thursday, September 24th and Saturday, September 26th. Tickets are $15 for reserved seating, $10 for adults, $5 for students, and $1 with ASB card. And now back to Eric with City Watch.
Thanks, Anastasia. Attention all student drivers. There will be in-school parking in the second semester. The school board's original plan was to begin construction on the entire campus come December. However, after many meetings, they have decided to begin construction on only part of the campus during the school year to leave parking available for all students. The worries of school pickup and drop-off chaos can be forgotten. Now to Michelle and Rachel with the field report.
Thank you for tuning into this week's KBEV Channel 6 Field Report. I'm your host, Rachel Solnit.
And I'm Michelle Pisnor, and today we're here with
Matthew Lavi,
Joe Nuri,
Danielle Edry.
So I've heard some talk that there wasn't supposed to be parking at school, but now you're allowed to park at school. So are you relieved about that?
Yeah, I thought that it was going to be pretty bad, the parking for second semester. Like, I would have to walk to school or something. I didn't need that to happen. Now I'm happy.
Yeah, because I feel like parking is one of the most important things when you drive, because especially for people who live far away. Because, for example, if you want to leave school and you don't have a ride because you can't park anywhere, how are you going to get home, you know?
I think it'll be super helpful to the students who don't want to park 5 blocks away and have to walk to school at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, and it'll help them get to class on time.
How would it have affect you if we didn't have parking?
If we didn't have parking, I think I would have to get a ride from my mom to school, and I don't need that. I don't need my mom taking me to school, so yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to drive to school, which is kind of annoying, and I would have to make my parents bring me. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I would have to do exactly what I just said, and it would suck. It would suck, having to park so far away. You get to go to your car, if you can, and it's more convenient for students.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's Field Report. Now, back to the desk.
Running on the treadmill improves our leg muscles, lifting weights improves our arm muscles, and now playing online mini games improves our brain. The internet is booming with this newfound idea of brain fitness. Before, one would go to the gym to work out, but now with websites like Lumosity, BrainHQ, FitBrains, and thousands of other websites, you can do your daily workout right in front of a computer screen. With a wide variety of scientific games, you can improve cognitive skills such as memory, attention, speed, flexibility, and problem solving. Lumosity reports that in just 10 hours of training, you can improve your memory by 10% and your attention by 20%. But people are highly critical of the promises that these websites provide. How does it work on aging people? How long do these improvements last? Are the improvements very significant? And the biggest question, does it actually work? The 70 million brain trainers in 182 countries may say so, but the top 70 world's leading cognitive psychologists and neuroscientists say no. Perhaps in a few years, scientists will be able to answer this daunting question, and we will know for sure whether playing these little games has no effect or will make us the next Einstein. And now, to Max and Justin with the sports.
Thanks, Noel. So I know, Justin, it's week 3 in the NFL, but there was a lot of big news in week 2. A lot of big injuries, upsets.
Yeah.
Some players really showed out. What were your opinions and thoughts on
Well,
players in week 2?
the most notable injury, of course, happens to be for Dallas Cowboys again. Tony Romo out for 6 to 8 weeks. He's gonna need surgery on his clavicle, I believe.
Left clavicle.
Yeah. Just another hard hit to the Cowboys. Not gonna be good.
I mean, I am a Cowboy fan, as you know, but the one good thing the Cowboys have going for them is that Greg Hardy and their defense is really coming back.
Yeah. I agree.
His suspension is being lifted next game, and our good things will come out. We're still short on our secondary, but definitely run defense is gonna help. So
the Cowboys D line is very good.
it's good. So
And linebackers are good linebackers.
maybe Brandon Whedon can step up and really show out for our boys.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Justin with more on water polo.
Boys water polo team gets ready for their upcoming league match against El Segundo on October 7th. Normans have started the season 2-3, looking to get back up to 500. Seniors Blake Ackerman and Kyle Marion are co-captains for the Normans. Coach Ahmad Husseini thinks Ackerman and Marion are the right kids to lead the team into the playoffs. Husseini says Ackerman and Marion have what it takes. Along with the captains, the Normans have 5 seniors on the team. Hopefully, the veterans will show the rest of the guys what it means to step up in big moments. With strong competition such as El Segundo, Culver City, and Santa Monica in Ocean League, it will be interesting to see how the season shapes up for the Normans.
Thanks, Justin. The girls volleyball team won their second home game of the season this past week in a home match against Buckley. The Normans upset the Griffins in a nail-biter. Team captain Sarah Neiman made an extraordinary dive to give the Normans a lead early on in the decisive third game. From that point on, the Normans team's chemistry was on point as they squeaked by the highly ranked Lady Griffins. The Normans will face Pacifica Christian today in the swim gym at lunch. Be there. And now Justin with more on the NFL.
Thanks, Max. The Patriots and Bills squared off on Sunday for the AFC East First Division game. It was an offensive shootout early, and as Bills' newly acquired running back LaShawn McCoy busted up the middle for a 10-yard gain. The Patriots responded with a pair of passing touchdowns from Tom Brady and a rushing touchdown from newly acquired running back Dion Lewis. New England's lead going into halftime with a score of 28-13 held strong in the second half. Brady's 22-yard touchdown pass to Julian Edelman in the third quarter added to the Patriots' lead. But with Rex Ryan at the reins for the Bills, it was obvious Buffalo wouldn't give up without a fight. Bills quarterback Tyrod Taylor scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but a last-minute interception by New England's quarterback Logan Ryan sealed the win. The Super Bowl champs, who now improved to 2-0 on the season. As for the Bills, who now stand at 1-0, they will need to improve on penalties and take a step back to the drawing board in the upcoming weeks.
Thanks, Justin. Gossip Girl released word that Christina Milian and Lil Wayne decided to take separate paths after only 1 year of dating. Us Weekly reports that although they met through their successful music careers, it is the same exact work that ultimately tore them apart. They both have insane lives and schedules, and it doesn't help that Wayne is all over the place too, a source told Gossip Girl. These two have broken up before, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they got back together. Christina even got a tattoo that says Love Hard, TNT, which stands for their nicknames, Tina and Tunchi. Does Christina know that tattoos are always a guaranteed way to jeopardize a relationship? Also, Christina and Wayne's breakup is coming just shortly after their new single, Do It, rushes to the top of the music charts. Guess fans will just have to wait and see if these two stars are really meant to be. And now to Noelle with this week's news on music.
Pandora Radio has been booming with success for the past 15 years by asking themselves the ultimate question. How can we make an application that always knows what music we want to hear next? This question was asked and answered in January of 2000 by Pandora's founders, Will Glazer, John Kraft, and Tim Westergren. They concluded the problem was with other personalized music stations was that their suggestions for music were based on what other users liked and weren't specific to what the listener really wanted to hear. Their idea was to create a separate, individualized music station that had no concept of genres, but streamed songs based on rhythm syncopation, key tonality, vocal harmonies, and 2,000 other focus traits. To do this complicated procedure, a simple thumbs up, thumbs down function was provided for each song. Of course, there are limitations to listening to Pandora Radio, such as only getting 6 skips per hour on a station, with thumbs down counting as a skip, and the annoying advertisements popping up between every couple songs. But earning the name of Lead's 411's top San Francisco companies, and with over 79 million active listeners, people don't seem to mind Pandora's shortcomings. We will have to see if their new competitors such as Spotify and Beats Music will drown out Pandora, or will they find a way to blast out the competition. And now, back to Priscilla with the movie review.
Thanks, Noelle. You're never too old to try something new, and The Intern, arriving to theaters tomorrow, teaches us just that. Ben Whittaker, a retired widow, takes on his newest challenge by becoming the oldest intern at a fashion blog's headquarters. The 70-year-old senior intern gets back into the game by befriending many of the young co-workers, including his boss and designer of the company, Jules Austin. Whittaker's charisma, sense of humor, and wisdom gained over time helps him create a unique connection with Jules. Academy Award winners Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro star in this witty flick coming out nationwide September 25th. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this movie trailer.
Okay, Benjamin, I'm gonna ask you one of our more telling questions for all of our interns, so I want you to, this is the one to really think about, okay? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
When I'm 80.
And I love myself. Remember a few weeks ago we talked about the senior intern program?
Seniors in high school or college?
No. Seniors in life.
Hold on. What?
That's our founder and CEO, Jules Austin.
Any tips before I go in?
Blink.
Blink.
She hates when people don't blink. It weirds her out.
Hi, Jules. I'm Ben, your new intern.
I'm glad you also see the humor in this.
Be hard not to.
I will email you when I have something for you to do.
I'll wait to hear from you, sir. I'm terribly sorry. Excuse me.
So you're Jules' new driver?
No, actually, I'm her intern.
That's hysterical.
My intern sure keeps busy.
Mr. Congeniality. Everybody loves him.
You should dress to impress. Tuck in the shirt. Why doesn't anybody tuck anything in anymore? Oh, I'm asking you.
I'm Fiona, the house masseuse.
Ben.
How's that been?
Well, so that's oh boy.
Here you go.
You're not as old as I thought you were.
So you're on Facebook, huh?
I joined about 10 minutes ago.
Well, better late than never. All right, so there are all these questions for your profile that you can answer if you want to, like people who inspire you.
Jules Austin. You do inspire, Jules.
Our investors just think that a seasoned CEO could take some things off your plate.
I mean, give me CEO lessons.
I never had anything like this in my life. This big, beautiful, exciting thing that you created. Remember who did that?
Oh.
Good times.
It's moments like this when you need someone you know you can count on. Because you're my...
intern.
Well, I was gonna say intern/best friend. Look and learn, boys, because this is what cool is. How in one generation have men gone from guys like Jack Nicholson and Harrison Ford to...
Oh boy.
Alright, so Priscilla, do you listen to Pandora Radio?
Of course I do. It's the oldest app and website that I've used, at least for listening to music that I don't want to listen to on the radio, like on the actual radio that you hear in a car or something.
Yeah, it's so convenient. I love it so much. All right, but what do you think about the 6 skips per hour on a station?
Yeah, that's the only restriction that I do not like about Pandora. It takes almost like the fun out of being able to listen to what you want to listen to. But I kind of save them up every hour, so then I get to use them over and over again.
Same. And the advertisements are so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the repeating ones over and over again because then I know the actual words to it, which is funny.
Yeah, it's almost like listening to the song again and again.
Perfect.
So it's annoying. How do you think Pandora will compete with Spotify and Beats Music?
I think it's already competing with Spotify, especially Beats Music. But I know a lot of people that use Spotify. I don't personally because I don't like the way it works.
Yeah.
But everyone has their preferences.
And, I think they all have their own unique little advantages to them. I think they each offer different things depending on the listener.
Of course.
Of course. I think all of them are great, but Pandora will always be a classic.
Definitely.
All right. Now over to Karina with the world news.
Watch out, Britain, because you may have the next Einstein on your hands. 12-year-old Lydia Sebastian recently took the Mensa Cattell 3 B paper test and received a top score of 168, indicating that her IQ is higher than those of Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. This IQ places Lydia in the top 1% of her population and grants her entry to Mensa, a club for people with an IQ over 148. Lydia is currently in Year 8 or 7th grade at Colchester County High School, a selective girls' grammar school in Essex, England. After taking the test and receiving her results, she humbly stated that she doesn't believe she should be compared to intellectuals such as Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking, because they have achieved so much. She also stated that she is not sure what she wants to do after she finishes school, but she is sure to be successful with an IQ of 162. Nadia L. with Oddities.
Thanks, Karina. A teenager named Nacy Perez, who is 16 years old, woke up in her coffin and screamed for help from her grave one day after she was buried. Her distraught family members broke through the concrete tomb from where she had been heard banging and screaming. Relatives who removed the girl's corpse found that the glass viewing window on her coffin had been severely smashed and the tips of her fingers were covered with bruises. Unfortunately, family members were too late and Nacy passed on before they found her. Now to Jake with tech.
Thanks, Yael. By this time now, I think most people in the world own an Apple device. But Apple is now coming out with their newest phone called the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. This phone does not only contain the old fingerprint touch, but a new function is using the shortcut methods. For example, if you were to hold on the pictures icon, a choice of pictures, videos, photo stream, or snapshots will appear. And all you would have to do is click on those. The 6S has a 4.7 Retina HD display, and the 6S Plus has 5.5 Retina HD display as well. The iPhone 6S comes in the colors black, silver, gold, and the new color rose. This new phone comes out on September 25th. And now to Samantha with this week's interview.
And welcome back to this week's weekly interview. This week we have junior Matisse Love with us. Matisse is a professional ballerina and is mainly known for her debut on ABC Family's TV show, Bunheads. So Matisse, thank you for coming with us today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so we're gonna start. How long have you been dancing for?
I've been dancing for about 10 years now.
10 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. What inspired you to start dancing?
I started being really serious when I was about 10, and I competed in world ballet competitions, and I was inspired by all the dancers around the world, and it motivated me to work really hard.
Where have you danced so far?
I've been training at the Murat Tokayev School of Ballet since I was 7, and during summer intensives I went to New York and Connecticut and trained with some teachers from the Bolshoi Ballet, and that's when they noticed me and recognized me.
Do you have any dancers that inspire you?
Of course, dancers like Mikhail Baryshnikov and Diana Vishneva, I look up to them.
So I know you attended Bolshoi Ballet at Juilliard in New York this summer. How was that? Tell me a little bit about it.
It was a great experience, and I was so deeply honored. I was granted a full scholarship to train there in New York, and I won first place in the competition. And then they invited me a spot to train with the school in Moscow, which is really rare for Americans.
So you won first place overall in all of females over there. Congratulations, that's amazing. What was the competition like and how did it feel to win? Tell me about that.
Well, at first it was just a regular summer intensive where we train, and I guess the competition was based on how much you've improved throughout the 6 weeks I was training and how much I've learned, and it wasn't really nerve-wracking. I was just so grateful to be there in the first place.
That's great. So next semester I've heard that you're moving to Moscow in Russia to attend the Bolshoi Ballet Academy in Moscow, which is the world's most famous, elite, and prestigious ballet school in the entire world. How did that come to be? How did you get to attend that? Are you going to be able to attend that school?
Well, when I was in New York, they offered me a 3-year contract there. So, but I love school, of course, and my friends and family, so I'm staying here until late January, and I'm kind of like testing it out until late June. And I'm seeing how it is. Like, I'm going to be living on my own in the dorms in Moscow, and if I like it, I'll stay there for 2 more years, and if not, I can always come home and renew my contract.
That's great. So how do you feel about getting a 3-year contract? How did that come to be? They decide to give you 3 years at that school. That's incredible.
It is a huge honor, and I'm so grateful. It's kind of rare for American citizens to receive these contracts, and only like a few Americans have graduated from the academy. So I feel like it's a big part on me, and like I'm making history almost, hopefully.
It's amazing. So how do you feel about going to Bolshoi to study ballet there?
I'm so excited. It hasn't really hit me yet, but I'm really nervous, and I'm working on leaving the country to get passport, visa, and I'm going in the heart of winter, so that's going to be really hard compared to California weather. And of course, saying bye to all my friends and family will be really hard.
Well, obviously, of course, we're going to miss you so much. We wish you the best here. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us this week's interview. See you guys next time.
Thanks, Samantha. One of the top things I think of when someone says the name California is In-N-Out. In-N-Out is the epitome of a classic juicy burger. It always satisfies anyone's cravings. This fast food chain has expanded to areas like Arizona, Phoenix, and Utah, and has over 300 different locations. It has been rated as one of the top fast food restaurants in several customer satisfaction surveys. Not only is the food delicious, but the area they serve it in is surprisingly very clean. They serve the freshest burgers, coolest shakes, and mouth-watering french fries. My recommendation would be to get the cheeseburger with a side of In-N-Out's famous animal-style fries. The animal french fries are topped with melted cheese, grilled onions, and their famous spread sauce that has everyone talking. Now that your mouths are watering, go to any In-N-Out location within your district in order to get the best-selling burgers in town. Now to Jake with this week's ASB report.
Hello everyone, I am Jake Rabanian, and today I'm sitting down with senior Kate Gannon for this week's ASB interview. Kate, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Great, thank you. All right, so for the first question, what made you decide to join ASB?
So I joined when I was a freshman and a senior that was in ASB. We also had another class together, photography, and she told me that it was really fun and that it's a good way to meet people, and it's like really nice to get involved in the school and the community.
All right, and what is your role in ASB?
Well, right now I'm commissioner of calendar and events, so basically I make sure that all of our events, like the date of the event is good for everyone and it doesn't conflict with sports games.
All right, and I understand that our school is going under some construction, so how will this impact our events planned for the upcoming year for ASB?
Well, the auditorium right now is already going under construction, but that's not too much of like a step back, because as ASB, like we plan a lot of like assemblies and things, so we have like different ways to like to do assemblies like that aren't in the auditorium, so we've been dealing with that. So the construction shouldn't impact it too much. I think we'll figure it out.
All right, and that's all I have for ASB. Now let's jump on to some rapid fire questions. Okay. Now, if you were to have one cereal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Cereal?
Cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And
wait, no, Lucky Charms.
And if you were to choose one place to live, where would it be?
I don't know, London.
And if you were to marry one celebrity, who would it be?
Charlie Hunnam. He's from Sons of Anarchy.
All right. That's all for this week's ASB interview. Now let's send it back to the desk for some more news now.
Thanks, Jake. Norman Nation, stay tuned because second semester might be brutal. The BHHS board has decided to put classes in bungalows on the lacrosse field due to construction. To be honest, I think this is completely uncalled for. Being a senior at BHHS, I believe that the board should wait to start the construction process because lack of money. It is very unfair to the seniors to not enjoy their second semester in the main building. Other than being put into bungalows, the lacrosse field is not safe for that amount of people. Having about 480 people on the lacrosse field will be very hectic, and the field is not accessible at this moment because of the arsenic scare. Although they are covering it with a protective material, it is just unsafe to be on the field that could cause potential diseases. The board needs to find a solution very quickly or keep the main building active until the school year ends. Now to Anastasia with news on college.
Thanks, Davis. In need of a part-time job, the school is looking for a very responsible and hard-working student with a good academic record, particularly in math or science areas, to work in the accounting firm. Office work will include filing, banking, data entry, which can evolve into bookkeeping, as well as for very motivated students. To apply, please email Cindy Dubin at noting CPA job in the subject line and attaching a copy of your resume. Your resume should include your GPA. Applicants should be able to drive to office or arrange for a ride. And now to Eric.
Thanks, Anastasia. The BHHS peer tutoring program will now be accepting applications for those who want to be peer tutors. Volunteers will work with Beverly students seeking academic help. Being a tutor is not only a great way to help out your fellow classmates, but tutoring also counts towards community service hours and helps strengthen your resume. Applications will be available outside room 292. Feel free to contact Cindy Dubin if you have any questions. And now to Michelle and Rachel with weather.
Hi, I'm Miss Sunny. Hi, I'm Rach Hale, and today we will be giving you the weekly weather forecast. On Friday, it's going to be a high of 89, woo, and a low of 71. On Saturday, it'll be a high of 88, wow, and a low of 71. On Sunday, it's going to be a high of 86 and a low of 67. On Monday, it'll be a high of 80, perfect temperature to take a dip in the pool, and a low of 64. On Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 80 and a low of 64. Which brings us to the weather in Palm Springs. In Palm Springs, it could reach at least 134 this weekend as a record heat wave continues. And the high pressure system hanging over the west and southwest parts of the country are pushing away the cool air trying to get in, reaching record high temperatures. Heat wave! Thanks for watching this week's weekly weather report. Now back to the desk.
That's all we have for you.
See you next time.
That's all the news for this week.
See you next week for more Norman news.